So then, how are you lads? It's been nearly a week now. I've had a busy few days, but I'm back again and ready to get stuck into these next few weeks, as I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about. Battlefield mobile gameplay has been posted all over the place. It essentially looks like a mobile version of Battlefield 3 with some BF4 content thrown in there. It's a whole new market for the franchise, and I know for certain that thousands of you lads are very excited. My initial video about Battlefield Mobile sort of took off, so I'll be covering this game more once we get an official information drop. The main focus of today's video, however, is a little bit touchy. It starts with this tweet from the lead community manager for Battlefield at DICE, Freeman. In the tweet, Freeman states that, quote, "New dates for the open beta will be shared later this month. We likely won't share those dates today or tomorrow, and I'll give you further heads up next week." Well, it's next week, and all eyes are now on the EA community team to deliver what was tweeted. Excitement for Battlefield 2042 is absolutely at an all-time high. But beside that, a huge chunk of the online community is becoming increasingly more nervous and concerned over the lack of solid, clear and consistent communication. In an era where players expect constant updates and content, the traditional, quote, wait until launch approach DICE seem to be taking is definitely rubbing some people up the wrong way. Personally, I don't make my decisions based on blog posts or trailers. Typically, I wait until a game is already out before buying. But I do understand the industry has heavily leaned into early access titles and pre-launch marketing more and more over the years. So DICE not giving constant updates is a little against the new norm. But after the marketing disaster that was Battlefield 5, can you blame them for being a little more conservative this time? Either way, fans are directing pretty much all of this frustration and worry to one specific group: the EA community team. They're the lads and lasses that act as the middleman between us and the actual developers making the game, along with the higher-ups at DICE and EA. While it can sometimes be easy to forget common sense and manners online, producer and former community manager on Star Wars at DICE, Ben Walkie, shared some very interesting insight into the behind the scenes on Reddit the other evening. I'd like to share that with you lads today. I have the full message pinned in the comment section below if you'd like to read the full thing. However, I'd like to just highlight a few points that stood out to me. The reply was made by Ben on this Reddit post, claiming the community team at EA are liars. Ben's response is extremely open and honest. He doesn't instantly hop on and condone the lack of official communication. He actually sympathizes with the player base quite a lot, but confronts the issue of the hate being directed to the community team, who at the end of the day are just the messengers. Quote, "They get more and more aggressive, and that anger gets directed towards Freeman and the rest of the community team on a personal level. I don't think that's fair, but instead of saying don't do this, I wanted to explain a little of my thought process. For me personally, I know very little about the community positions within any game studio. I know the side of the job that I've come into contact with in the past through gaming events and being part of the EA Creator Network, for example, but aside from that, I know very little about what goes on behind the scenes, so any insight into that is very welcome. Quote, "One of the most misunderstood roles within the industry. Working in community is very much an iceberg job, in that the vast majority of your work goes unseen. You're reliant on receiving that information, and if you aren't given it, then you are left in limbo." Ben also shares that most of the current community team working with Battlefield 2042 are already fans of the series and started off exactly where you and I are right now. Similar to a lot of the actual developers as well, they were once just players and fans of Battlefield. They want the game to succeed, not only because it's their job and their livelihood, but also because they're fans. I know, believe me, I literally make videos about this game series for a living. I pay rent, I buy groceries, I have pets to feed and insurance to pay. I want this series to do as well as it possibly can. So the lack of information, the lack of news and gameplay and communication, not only is that tough as a fan and player, but it makes content creation a little bit tougher. I know, first world problems, and I am definitely really not complaining. I'm just trying to say that I'm there with you lads. I'm not happy with how quiet DICE are being either. I can only trust that they have a plan in place and that the game will make us all forget all of this rubbish once it's actually live in November. One last quote from Ben's response to round off the video. Quote, "Even the simplest thing can be a monstrous effort, needing multiple teams across the world to come together to get it done. Is it a website update? Do you need to source artwork? Is the artwork the right ratios? Can someone write the copy? Then you need a team to localize it. Then the pages need to be built, social teams need to be informed, and customer support is brought up to speed. Do you have any partners? Do you need to let your platform holders know so they can support? Do any store pages need an update? One tweet can often turn into a panda tableflip.gif of a process that needs to be followed. Nothing is ever as simple as just a tweet." June kicked off so well. The hype, the excitement, the attention, all I want is for the hype to reach that level again. Let's just hope this is the week to do it. But anyway, thank you lads for watching. For more Battlefield 2042 content, tickle that subscribe button. I would really appreciate that. Until the next one though, I'll see you lads later.